Located high in the Rocky Mountains is the Georgetown Loop Railroad and Mining Park. One of Colorado's first visitor attractions, completed in 1884. Running along Clear Creek, one stop on the route leads to a former silver mining camp established during the Pikes Peak Gold Rush in 1859. The Lebanon mine is located here, where visitors can venture 1,000 feet into Leavenworth Mountain and explore the former silver mine tunnel. Remnants from this camp speak of another time and of those who lived, worked, and died here. Traveling through this area, sensitive to its residual traces, to the impressions of another era, I began to feel as if I were moving parallel to its ghosts, to persons from its past, unseen, communicating in vibrational echoes. A man who mined here and the woman he loved, both whispering through the ages. Their story replaying in the shadows of the aspens and pines, and in their lost voices, almost audible above the roar of Clear Creek. July 1858. Gold is discovered in the Colorado mountains. Over 100,000 men flock to the Rocky Mountains in search of treasure. Their motto is Pikes Peak or bust. Many are immigrants, and one of them, an Irish prospector named Samuel, takes a job at an old silver mining camp in Georgetown, Colorado, a town known as the Silver Queen of Colorado. A madam named Mattie Silks had a brothel there. Of the 24 girls working in her bordello is a beautiful Polish girl named Reina. She meets Samuel during one of his weekend visits to the saloon. He asks her to dinner and quickly falls under her spell. Even though Samuel's job as a miner is long and demanding, he makes time for Reina They take long walks underneath aspen trees and watch the trains go by from the Colorado Central Railroad. Samuel teaches her how to fish. She teaches him how to sew. They fall in love, naturally and effortlessly. One afternoon, picnicking beside the Clear Creek River, Samuel proposes, and Raina accepts. He wants her to leave the bordello, promising to take care of her and show her a better life. She is hesitant, but he gives her a pouch. Inside are train tickets for the narrow gauge railroad and a handful of gold nuggets. After their wedding, they will take the train west to California, where there are more opportunities and mountain living is not so harsh. Samuel tells her that if he should ever go back on his promise, she can take her ticket east. The gold will take her far enough to get her back home to Germany. She accepts. They plan a fall wedding under the aspens. Raina dreams of standing in her simple wedding dress under the falling leaves of brilliant orange, red, and yellow. She is living in a modest wooden cabin with Samuel when a plague breaks out at the camp. Samuel becomes ill, but assures her it's just a cold, and he continues to work. Part of his job requires dynamiting portions of the mine. The dynamite will only work at a certain temperature, and it is very cold in the mine, so Samuel has to hold it against his warm skin. As the wedding day approaches, Samuel's condition worsens, but still, he works. He has to work the day of their wedding, but promises Raina he will meet her after work under the aspens in a special place they have chosen. It sounds like a dream, and she promises him, "I'll wait for you." On the day of their wedding, Samuel is feeling faint, but it is not from the cholera he has most likely contracted. It is from the dynamite. Its nitroglycerin, held against his skin, has begun to seep into his pores while he works and sweats. It enters his bloodstream, then his heart. He puts down his pickaxe and turns to leave, but it is too late. He drops his lantern, and the last thing he sees as he collapses is the fiery light of its flame. The explosion is heard throughout Georgetown, echoing about its surrounding mountains. But residents are used to such explosions, so Raina pays no mind when she hears it. She continues preparing for her wedding. She waits for the priest, who will guide her to their wedding spot. She waits and waits, unaware that the priest has been suddenly called away to bless those killed in the explosion and to pray for any survivors. As the shadows begin to slant in the late afternoon sun, Raina falls asleep. Suddenly, she wakes with a start, hearing the piercing whistle of the train. The sun is beginning to set. She's late. The priest never arrived. Samuel will be waiting for her. But as she races to the mountainside, she knows something is terribly wrong. Without the priest's horse, she is forced to run in inadequate boots nearly 2 miles to the special place. It is getting dark. She decides to cross a high railroad bridge to save time. She cannot wade through the river in her wedding dress. It is a shortcut that will cost her her life. She falls repeatedly, running across the bridge, attempting to outrace the setting sun. By the time she is almost at the other end, it is almost too dark to see. And that's when she hears the deafening whistle of an approaching train. Ironically, the one that was supposed to take her and Samuel west. Coming around a bend in the shadows of the early evening, the conductor cannot see her. He blows the whistle again, announcing his approach, but Raina has not made it across, and there is no time to turn back. She jumps. It is some week later that a lone miner, fishing along Clear Creek, discovers an unused train ticket caught up amidst some brambles, bobbing above the surface of the water. Farther up, the bright rays of the high-altitude sun catch the glare of a handful of gold nuggets gleaming underwater. For some years afterward, a phantom lantern light is reported near an abandoned wooden cabin in one of the valleys. It bobs up and down at dusk, on its way to some strange destination under a grove of aspen trees. And down by the river, also at dusk, a woman is sometimes seen, wading the river in a simple white dress. She is said to appear just after a train crosses the bridge above, her screams sometimes lost in the piercing whistle of the train.